This is Advisorpedia at the Fearless Conference presented by Nitrogen, and I'm here with Lara Galloway, who's the head of partnerships at White Glove. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about White Glove. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, we are a company founded by financial advisors who built their business doing educational workshops. And they did those workshops where they would get in front of a group of people that needed some education on retirement planning, Social Security, estate planning, stuff like that. And when they demonstrated how to do things, how to give them a general education, a lot of these people would say, well, great, I could use your help. Will you be my financial advisor? So that's how they built their company. And they got really good at marketing themselves. They were doing a traditional model of sending out a bunch of mailers that you pay for in advance. And they saw diminishing returns. So they started experimenting with digital marketing. They got really good at it. They founded White Glove. White Glove helps advisors get in front of an audience that needs their help. And we organize financial workshops across the U.S. and Canada, all over the place.
What are some of the ways advisors can connect with investors? Give me some examples.
Certainly, we are big fans of workshops, whether they're seminars in person or webinars. And, certainly COVID threw us all a curveball, and we had to learn very quickly that people need information, they need guidance and help, but they might not always be able to get to a live in-person event or to come meet for a coffee or meet an advisor in their office. So webinars are really good too, because it gives us a chance to talk to people just to meet them where they're at. Another good way to do that is certainly we're big fans of a podcast. We have a podcast at White Glove. We're big fans of our friends. Shout out to Proudmouth, who are helping other advisors do podcasts. The reasons those are so really good is because you as an advisor can share stories about some of the clients you're working with and how somebody was struggling with something or they had a certain goal and you help solve that for them. They hear you doing that and they think, that could be me. We always put ourselves in there and think that could be me. So I'm a big fan of things that are more content marketing that kind of demonstrate to the listeners, to the investors, what the advisor has done for someone else, because we're very likely to trust that if it worked for that other person, it would work for me.
Getting out there is easy for some advisors who are like you, show up at a conference and talk to everybody. Extrovert. But if you're not an extrovert and you're a number cruncher or you love the markets, how can you help people like that?
Yeah, well, and I appreciate you asking that question because it's very easy to look at someone who's very comfortable in front of a stage and comfortable in front of a camera and talking to people and go, oh, well, I'm not comfortable, so I can't do that. But honestly, we have so many advisors that we work with who are really good advisors. They're very educated. They're very smart. They do wonderful plans. They get great results for their people. But they aren't performers or entertainers or a football star or whatever. And they hate public speaking because public speaking is like the number one fear of most people, right? Even over like airplanes and snakes and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, yeah, right. I know. I'm a little more scared. Yeah. So, but anyway, the public speaking piece is not natural for a lot of people. And we work with so many advisors where we do at White Glove, we're really big fans of coaching and training. So we give a lot of best practices, coaching and consulting to help our advisors be really good at what they do. And one of our guys, Kurt Stahl, he'll tell you, he's like, I'm just an average guy. I'm not a performer. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not that handsome. I'm not that great. He said, and I hate public speaking, but I know that doing these workshops is just such an important way for me to get in front of my audience and help my community. So when I show up, at the beginning, he says, I say at the beginning of the workshop, this is tough for me. I really struggle with public speaking, but I know these concepts are so important. So I want to share them with you. And if you can give me a little grace, because I'm really nervous, I'm going to go ahead and get started today. And people love him because he's so honest and approachable and they can relate to that. So you don't have to be an amazing performer or an extrovert. Just get out there, be that smart subject matter expert that you are, and share that information that you have that people need.
Great. Lara, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.